Good afternoon and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on both the head of adult circulation and the director/chief librarian from the Lynn Public Library. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
So first things first, would you mind introducing yourselves and giving a quick overview of what your job involves?
I'm Theresa Hurley. I'm the director of the library, and there's a lot of hats that I wear. Just pretty much management of the library and cheering on my great staff that does so much work for the library.
Awesome. And I am Lindsey Robert. I'm head of adult circulation, so I'm responsible for the adult collection, so the adult portion of our books and movies, things like that. I'm also responsible for adult programming, coordinating that as well, and helping patrons at our main desk.
Great. It's fun diving in because you have so many programs that you run. Theresa, you were actually telling me about it before we went on camera, how many you had last year? It was over 300?
About 347 programs with over 5,000 people attending. And that's from all ages, birth till 100.
That's remarkable how much you've really grown and shown it. And I don't know if you want to talk about any of your winter reading program, so how that was going?
Yeah, so coming up we'll start a winter reading program. This is something we've done the last few years at least. It kind of mimics our summer reading program. Mm-hmm. It's just something to do through the winter and keep people reading. So it'll probably run from sometime in January through March, and we'll have prizes for reading. All you have to do is read whatever you like, write reviews, or for children you'll log how much you read, and at the end of the program we'll give away a prize for the adult department, for the young adult department, and for the children's department.
Well, that sounds like fun. Mm-hmm. I love reading, but I'll admit I don't have as much time as I used to, so that could be a fun incentive to do it. Mm-hmm. And, I always talk about library cards. You also have a system that does e-cards, so you don't need something like a physical card. Is that how that works?
Correct. So that's a new program. Noble has instituted that. So Noble is the consortium that we belong to with the other North Shore libraries. So they put together an e-card program now, so patrons can, or I guess potential patrons, because ideally you wouldn't be a patron yet, but you go to the website, there's a form you fill out, it verifies your address, and it'll send you an email with a e-card number. And you'll be able to use that number to access e-books and e-audio through Libby or Overdrive. And you can also access other online resources with the e-card. And then if you decide one day you want it to be more of a traditional card, all you have to do is stop by the library with proof of your address. We'll get you a physical card, and from there you'll be able to check out physical books at the library.
Well, that sounds simple enough.
I can use the library without even coming to the library.
I mean, it works.
Yeah, we have lots of online programs that the e-card would work for. Freegal Music, you can download music or stream music. Free online courses from Gale. Mango Languages, if you wanted to learn a new language. Learning Express, and like you said, the Libby and Overdrive for e-books and e-audio.
We all learned recently how sometimes you have to go virtual, and it's totally virtual. So I can't imagine how a library worked with that, since so much of it is in person. Mm-hmm. And what kind of programs do you run? You run so many, but what are some kind of highlights?
We have our monthly book club, and then we have our movie book club, which Lindsey runs.
Yep, Movie Night Book Club. It was came out of trying to transition some of our movie patrons into reading patrons.
Okay.
So the concept behind Movie Night Book Club is you borrow the book and the corresponding movie that was made after the book, and you read and watch before the meeting, come in together, and we discuss the differences between the book and the movie, what we liked and didn't like, if the characters changes, things like that. So that was just something, a little twist on a traditional book club that we wanted to hopefully transition some people into being more readers. I know a lot of people, I myself don't have a lot of time, but I am a movie person, so this has really inspired me to read more as well. So hopefully we're getting some more patrons for that. Our book club is pretty successful, but the Movie Night Book Club is still kind of picking up. So
is the book always better than the movie?
No, the book is not always better than the movie. I'll tell you one example. Forrest Gump is a much, much, much better movie than it is a book.
Okay.
So no, it's not always what it seems to be at all. So
see, a librarian said it. We have proof now. And what about you talked a little bit about some of your kids' programs, but you have some incredibly popular ones like Curious Creatures. You bring service animals in sometimes. How does that usually go?
Summertime programming, the children's department really beefs up their programs during the summertime because part of their budget comes from the Lynn Cultural Council. So they have a specific budget for those summertime programs. So that's when we bring in Curious Creatures or other performers. We've had Ed the Wizard come, among other different types of performers. But overall, they have some pretty interesting monthly programs. Wednesday mornings, they do messy mornings, so it's story time and a craft time afterward. They also have monthly pajama story time in the evenings. They have Lego night where kids can come in with Legos. We have a family game night, so families are welcome to come in and play games together, some of the games that we have at the library. So those are some of the programs that Children's does on a monthly basis. Our teens have monthly programs. They do video game club twice a month, so kids can come in the afternoon and play video games from what we have from our collection. We also have a graphic novel book club. And our teen tech space is generally open on Thursday afternoon. So that's a time that teens can come in anytime after school and sit and actually get their hands involved in some of the tech options that we have in that room.
Sweet. That all sounds like fun. I would do that. I'd get into that. And why do you think it is so important to involve such a wide age range in the library?
Well, we serve the entire community, so we want to bring everyone in and offer what the community is asking for, and sort of a place to get together and the community to get together. And with the book clubs, I know sometimes I'm like, what's all that noise? They're having so much fun. But it really is just about community.
Yeah, I think it's good to offer something, an alternative for kids to have something to do after school instead of just heading home, or a free option within the city. Just a place that they can sit and do their homework or use the computers. Even if they want to do something like entertaining, like playing a game or something, at least they're doing something constructive after school.
And we really do have to thank the Friends of the Lynn Public Library for donating the money and the supplies to do these programs.
Friends just recently ran a program about the craft fair, so it seems like there's a good group of volunteers there to really help with it.
Yeah, that was a really great success. I did a lot of my Christmas shopping there.
I did too, so.
Yeah, we're actually just kind of revitalizing our Friends group. They kind of died off a little bit during the pandemic years. So just about a year ago, we made the effort to revitalize the group. We have a good group of really interested and involved volunteers. Most of them are regular patrons of the library, so they have an invested interest in the library. So we've only had a couple of fundraisers so far, but we definitely have some more fundraisers in the works, and all of those proceeds go to programming or program supplies at the library.
And we're always looking for friends.
Yes. Join the Friends.
It sounds like a fantastic group, and I said we're going to be, amazingly enough, heading into a new year in about a month. So is there anything that you're really looking forward to for the next year, or goals you have? Or?
I mean, goals for the library, I would say, for me, anytime we can come up with good, solid programming for adults, I will say children are kind of easy to please sometimes, but adults are a little more fickle. We're always trying to come up with new program ideas to draw in more adults, but we're always open to hearing from what the community has, what they want. We've put out surveys a couple of times a year just to see what people are interested in. So, feedback is everything, and if patrons want to see something at the library, let us know, and we'll see what we can do to try to, find a program that works for everybody.
Or if we could go out into the community to share and sign you up for library services. We've done a couple of things at Lucille's and Bentwater.
Yes.
With Nicole Coates, who's the adult services librarian. So we're happy to come out into the community and sign you up for a library card and recommend some books.
Yeah, so for going into the new year, I would like, hopefully that we can get out into the community more and reach patrons outside, not just in the library, but also outside the library.
Because you, like so many other organizations, really do a lot of collaborating with others as well, group events, things of that nature, like you just mentioned with Bentwater and such.
I visit the senior center. I try to do once a month if we can. We've had a little bit of a lull, but I work pretty closely with Michelle at the Senior Center, and just recently went to one of her computer classes, signed up about 5 seniors for library programs, and they're very excited about using our online language programs to teach English.
I'm thinking that'd be a good thing for me to sign up for. I keep saying I want to learn Spanish
You can
better.
even
and I
learn
haven't.
pirate.
There we go.
You can.
I'm gonna do it.
We also have a homebound program that we do to reach residents that aren't able to leave their house. So we'll deliver books and audiobooks and movies to them. So
Yeah, so if anyone knows of a family member or somebody who can't get out but loves to read, definitely reach out to the library and we'll see if we can offer homebound services.
That's fantastic. I didn't realize you had that service, so I just learned something as well. And I say we're gonna have to wrap up in a moment, but is there anything that you didn't get to mention or that I didn't touch on that you wanted to?
Just some other things that maybe people we don't realize that we offer. One of the biggest resources that we have is discount museum passes. If you want to visit the aquarium, the Museum of Science, the Children's Museum, both the Boston Children's Museum and the North Shore Children's Museum, the zoo, definitely check to see if the library has a discount pass for the day that you want to go first. They're available to patrons who are Lynn residents who are 18 years or older. So all you have to do is know the date that you want to go. You can book up to 2 months in advance, and then you pick up the pass usually the week before you go, but it does decrease the cost that it takes to go into these places. Museum of Science is completely free for 4 people if you get the pass from the library. Everyone else is a discount. But anytime I see a friend going to a museum, I'm like, did you get your library pass? But that's probably the number one I can think of that people don't necessarily think of before visiting one of those attractions. So I would recommend checking that out.
I definitely see. Now I want to go and check
we also
that out.
have hotspots and Chromebooks and portable scanners that can be checked out by patrons.
Yeah, so if you're in need of internet access at home or your laptop dies and you need something in a pinch, stop by the library and borrow one of ours.
You do. You have so many resources beyond the books, beyond everything, and I want to thank you again for coming in to talk about it and share some of it.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Anytime. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests.